Okay, third tour of the Mayton house. This is above the dining room table, standing in a chair. So above the dining room table in a chair. I'll hold off on these things down there until maybe the next tour I'll go over there, but I'll start with this Me Too. So Me Too art by a blue chip artist. I want to say like somebody Applebaum or something, Ida Applebaum, Paula Applebaum, I don't remember, but somebody famous apparently. But I got it for 20 bucks at a printmaking booth at Art Basel. So Art Basel, I got a little Me Too poster. Next to that, I like circles, circle. Next to that, another circle. Tanya got me this screen print of guitars and guitar body shapes, which is pretty rad. So that's that. Here we've got Coffee Makes You Black. Tanya really likes coffee, so this is an important print that we have in our kitchen area. It's by Amos Kennedy. Amos Kennedy logo. All right. So, and then my artwork. So I've been doing rock posters for a long time. Thought it would be like my, passion, my livelihood, my forever job, and really hadn't been able to get it to take off like I hoped. Kind of with children and life and other things, kind of like quit doing this, but I wish I hadn't. So if you guys out there in YouTube land see this and you want a kick-ass rock poster, hit me up. I'll make one, come out of retirement for you. But this first one here is Indian Wars with Black Lips and Cerebral Palsy. Black Lips and Cerebral Palsy were on like a world tour, and they were in Vancouver, Canada, and my friend's band, the Indian Wars, opened for them. And I'm just really stoked about this design. It's an image of people wrestling with snakes, and it was a small section of a larger picture of Moses, like healing them from this snake problem and raising up a staff that the snake wraps around, which is like the medical logo, right? And I just took that one small part of that larger narrative and just the snake hands, and the band's name was Indian Wars, so I just thought that was sick. And then in the snake's body, there's a pattern that is enlarged from a bill envelope, and there's like a pale blue layer you can barely see right there, and that's also from a bill envelope. So it's kind of one of the things that I like to play with is found patterns. So I like that, found imagery, collage. All right, so this one here, this is the Saturn poster for Saturn's grand opening two-night bonanza like 5 years ago. The Saturn Birmingham right here, grand opening, crazy image. So the central image, the planet of Saturn, that's a Pontiac hubcap that I found on a photocopied photograph at the dump in Fairbanks, Alaska. And I carried that around for like years. I don't know if you can tell when I zoom in on it that it's a Pontiac hubcap, but that's a Pontiac hubcap. And I just, found it in my attic and then collaged it, out of its context and put it in this image and kind of warped it, or maybe it was already warped, I don't know. But there's Pontiac hubcap. And then the rings of Saturn, I was at a local Mexican restaurant that my family loves called El Agave, and I took a pen and I ran it along the serration of the knife against the napkin, and I came home and I scanned that line on the napkin and then just copied it and flipped it and enlarged it. And so that line comes from running a pen along a serrated knife on a napkin. The Saturn logo is just straight up the Saturn logo, but I taped some tracing paper to the computer screen where I was getting the first look at Saturn's typeface, and taped it on top of the letters, and then did this weird, line thing around every letter. So kind of weird. I don't know. Let's see, the orange stuff in the background. The orange stuff in the background is from a National Geographic from 1928 or 1930, and it's about these things called radiolarians that have the word radio in them. So I thought, hey, that's kind of rock and roll. But radiolarians are actually some sort of microscopic, living organism in creeks and rivers. So that's what these orange things are. But they just look like, I don't know, fireworks or something. So I thought that was rad. All right, I talked too much about that one, but that was my favorite. All right, this one, I like putting things on a screen that's not a transparency, that's just a thing. So here you can see I've put clothespins and buttons on the screen. Clothespins and buttons all over there. And then up here I've got pop tops from soda cans or beer cans. And then I've got a little doily pattern, which is from the Hamilton Wood Type Museum. And I've got the Blue Galaxy String Project with the blue type also from the Hamilton Wood Type Museum, but the word Galaxy from a Galaxy box fan. And String Project, this is just a really cool little jazz band, classical band that did interpretations of, or like a string quartet that did interpretations of pop songs, so it's pretty rad. Really proud of this one. Love this one. Thank you, Chris Hempel, for hooking me up with this opportunity. I was feeling down on myself. I hadn't done a poster in a while, and I just kind of put it out randomly on Facebook that I wanted someone to let me do a poster. And he just immediately, he didn't even know me. I don't even know how we became friends or how we knew each other, but he just immediately was like, done, do a poster. And I was like, all right, cool. So I did this poster for Creature Camp with Nerves Baddington and the New Devils, August 20th at Spring Street Firehouse. Pretty psyched about all that. I don't know why I read all that, but anyway, psyched about it. So, but this is an owl that my son drew when he was like 7 or 8 maybe, or 10, I don't know. He's 12 now. But I just thought it was badass because the band's called Creature Camp, and I'm like, hey, there's a creature, done. There's that. Eclipse Coffee, Sue Scrofa, and Christabel and the Johns. I think Christabel and the Johns was a band from Knoxville that came down a couple of times. And then Screw Sofa was, local. But, just collage, found patterns, found objects. I think the patterns come from Hamilton Wood Type Museum. And that girl comes from some 19th century book on costume design, something like that. All right, so that's the first 5 of these posters. I'm gonna